the quiet of your heart.
There is a voice that remembers, a truth that has always lived within you,
Guided by angels,
supported by spirit.
your soul is ready to awaken through the pages of a sacred life journey,
Rising from the ashes of who we once were. Every step a path of healing, every breath a doorway to truth.
from the wisdom of the soul's metamorphosis
To the light of unconditional love.
You are invited to remember the brilliance that lives inside you. This is a transformational soul, where truth awakens and love makes you whole. Healing the past, letting your spirit unfold. Returning to the light of who you are. With angels beside you and wisdom to guide.
Compassion and courage walking by your side.
Step into your truth and let your heart know you are the light of the transformational soul.
Through forgiveness and self-healing,
The journey becomes clear.
every lesson holds a blessing. Every shadow brings you near.
With empathy for every heart,
And compassion for the human way.
Ruth shares the tools of transformation.
To help your spirit find its way.
Through Reiki
Guidance.
and sacred wisdom,
Through messages carried on angel wings. You are never alone on this journey. Your soul already knows the way. This is the transformational soul, where truth awakens and love makes you whole. Healing the past, letting your spirit unfold. Living a life your heart came to know.
angels and wisdom lighting the road.
Discover the truth your spirit holds.
Awaken, remember, and step into your role.
Welcome to the transformational soul with Ruth Soltman.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome. We are live on Rumble, X, BitChute, and YouTube, and welcome wherever you are watching from. I'm very grateful that you are here. Before I get into any announcements, I just have to say, how do you like the audio portion of my new intro? Tiffany sent it to me earlier, and I had to watch it multiple times because, okay, like full body chills when I hear it, tears, the works. So I figured if I listen to it multiple times, maybe by the time my show comes on, I won't need any tissues. But I was tearing up again. It just touches me. It is so amazing. Thank you so much, Tiffany. It is so incredibly beautiful. The voices, the words, the music, the combination of all three, it's just mind-blowing to me. But I just wanted to say that, Tiffany, thank you so, so much. I know she's been, she's slowly redoing the intros for all the shows. And I know there's a couple other ones. Melissa did hers and got this whole thing started, but it's absolutely incredible. I absolutely love it. Please share the show information. Please hit the thumbs up and the like button. And I would like to invite you to check out my website, ruthsoltman.com. It's RUTH, S as in Sam, OL, T as in Tom, M as in Mary, A, N as in Nancy.com. And you can go over to my website and you can find information about my books, my oracle cards, my services that I offer. So go and check that out. And if you haven't already, I know a lot of you have come over and joined our group on Telegram. I highly encourage you to do that. There is a link in the show description that will take you right there. You do have to have a Telegram account, but it's not really a big deal to set that up. It just takes a few minutes. And then you can converse with us, all the time. Check out the Goldylocks Productions online store. Some really great merchandise over there. Tiffany's constantly uploading designs and everything. And we really appreciate her. She does a lot of work for us. I tell you, she does a lot. But go and check that out. There's so many wonderful, wonderful products on there. If you feel moved to do so, you can give a tip or a donation via my Venmo or Rumble Rant on Rumble. Your tips and donations are very grateful for that. And a very special thank you to Jill and Roy for sponsoring my show this month for the month of March. I'm very grateful for you as well. I want to wish a happy birthday to everyone that's celebrating this week. I hope you enjoy your special day. And let's send out some love, light, and healing to all those who are in need. Let's especially remember Robin McGuire and her son, Carolyn Carey's daughter Carrie and her sister Ginny, Maureen, Brandon, Jamie, Heidi, William, Tommy, Josh, Harley, Patty, Sarah and her family, Jamie, Patricia, Melissa Parks and her family, Devin, Jill, Roy, Laura and her husband, Tiffany, George and their family, Carol, Susan, Bob, Joanne, Kristen, Smoker, and to all those who are in need or need just a little bit extra right now. And let's also add Pee-wee to that list. That is Robin McGuire's turtle. Had a little fall today. Going to be okay, but we're just going to send some love, light, and healing for quicker recovery. I want to say hello to some people out there. Hello, Carol Ann and Laura, Sunshine and Darkness, Patty, Maureen, Heather, Richard, Samir, Jill, and Roy. Welcome, everyone. So happy you could be here. Don't forget to catch our shows Sundays through Fridays. And that's at 8 p.m. Eastern. Then we have our daytime shows too, which I think you guys are probably getting pretty used to right now. Laura's show, Angels and Healing Light, yesterday. Fantastic show. Beautiful, beautiful messages. All the shows are just so wonderful. And tomorrow we have Musical Life with Aleph at 1 p.m. Eastern. And then after that, we have Joanne Leo's Soul Coaching at 4 p.m. And then Caroline's show at 8. So tomorrow's a big day. Be fun. If you haven't become a Goldylocks VIP, go ahead and do it. For just a small, donation every month, you can be a VIP. It's about the price of a cup of coffee. Not a cup of coffee a day like a lot of people do, but 1 cup of coffee a month. And VIPs get a special show. And there's perks here and there. Thank you for joining us last Saturday. Thank you for joining us this past Saturday for the Spiritual Message Circle. We had a great time. Heather says Lake Village, Indiana was hit with a big tornado yesterday, and lots of people lost their homes. There was 2 deaths. Can we add that community as well? Yes, please. I used to live in Lake Village. When I saw that come up, I was like, wow, I know a lot of people there. Thank you for letting me know, Heather. Yes, let's add them to our list of sending out love, light, and healing and prayers. Hi, Denise. Welcome. How was it over by you, Heather? Was it bad by you too? UJNM. Oh, Kavita. Is that Kavita? Hello, Kavita. Wow. Wow, that is so sad. So the next Spiritual Message Circle is scheduled for Saturday, March 21st. And you can sign up ahead of time. I don't mean like you have to go do it now, but a day or two to make sure you get on that list if that is what you want. Hello, Robin. Nice to see you. Robin had an amazing show last night as well. So how's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Energetically, physically, in every way. I've been seeing some stuff about the Schumann, like in the last week, that it's been like crazy, absolutely crazy. And I saved this I saw this post on Facebook under the Schumann resonance, but when I went back to find it, I couldn't find it. So I'm glad I saved it, but it's talking about, it says that for more than a week, the chart has been showing repeated disturbances, and the latest surge appears even stronger. Several frequencies are pushing all the way up to the 50 hertz ceiling of the instrument. When the chart saturates like this, it means the sensors are detecting unusually strong electromagnetic activity in the Earth's environment. During periods like this, many people report such things as ringing in the ears, pressure headaches, sudden fatigue, vivid or unusual dreams, restlessness, difficulty sleeping. And remember, children and pets if they're acting a little bit different, this might be the reason why. Or it could be you just have children and pets that don't behave at all, but it could be that this energy is affecting them. Because we might know what it is. We can figure these things out a bit, but the animals and the children, they have no clue. They just know something is weird and off. Animals are very often sensitive to environmental changes around them. So, have you guys noticed anything unusual? The only thing I have noticed is, I've noticed a few things, but I'm not sure if it's related to that or other things that are going on energetically. I've been dreaming a lot at night because I usually wake up during the night as I'm having a dream, but then I don't remember it when I wake up. But these are dreams like I've had before when I was kind of, I guess, leveling up, where I think I'm working things out in my dreams, because I wake up very tired. Or I'll wake up feeling like I have slept all night and it's only been 2 hours. It's been very strange, very strange. Another thing I have noticed is in the last couple of weeks, I have been feeling things on a much deeper level. I'll see a video about animals that something about animals, or I'll hear my intro, or I'll read something in Laura's book, and immediately, like, I get the full body chills, and it just brings me to tears. Now, these are not sad tears. They're very cleansing, but it's just that it's touching me on a very deep level, more so than it did like maybe 6 months ago. So there's some kind of change going on within me as well. And we know that, there's a lot of changes for us this year. I've also noticed that since this fire horse energy came in, things have been moving along very quickly, very quickly. I've noticed messages and information coming to me faster. I've had several situations where I'd be thinking about someone or thinking I should check on them, and then I would get busy and forget. And then, a couple of days later, I would message them, and they're like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you messaged me. I've been thinking about you. I am just in tears right now with this situation. I really needed to hear from you." And then I know, that's of course divine timing and divine intervention. And I've noticed too, a lot of times it's not that I think to myself, "Oh, I need to contact this person because I feel like they're going through something." And it's not even like I put thought into it. It's just like I automatically just go and do it. And I've noticed that a lot lately, doing things without actually thinking about it. So I don't know. That's a little bit difficult for me to try to explain, I think. Denise asks prayers, please, for her son, her oldest son, Sergio. Denise, would you like me to add him to my list every week too? I would be happy to do that. So we're going to send out some love, light, and healing to your son as well. I have to go back up here. So I know I saw on Facebook that Chicago was expecting some really bad weather. And Heather said not really, but all around us. Wheatland, Couts, all got hit with tornadoes. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, Richard said, I think Luna felt the difference at my place. She barked the first night and she wanted out again after our first walk. She probably does. Denise says, I've been feeling very uneasy for 2 days. My body aches. Come to find out just now, my oldest is in the hospital. My gut knew it. Yes, definitely. And isn't it something how our body reacts to that, even though we don't consciously know that's what's going on, but our, that energy is already there. We're already tapping into it. My goodness. There's a lot going on. So I have noticed that, instead of thinking, well, I should message this person and tell them this. No, it's just, I'm just doing it without thinking about it. And I like that. I think that's really awesome. So I kind of feel like the messages are coming from somewhere else. Now, I have to talk about this. Laura's book. If you have not gotten it, get on Amazon and get it. This book is absolutely amazing. And, this is messages that she downloaded from God to her angels, to her, is my understanding. Now, when I first read this book, the first chapter, the first paragraph, I completely felt all of this love and this golden light come down on me. Like it was just coming and it totally engulfed my whole being. And immediately, it's so overwhelming that the tears just came. And it was just complete unconditional love. Absolutely. Now, I saw on Facebook, somebody else left her a review, which I'm still working on mine, but somebody had left a review and pretty much had that same experience. And I really feel like, it will help you if you feel like you've lost your connection to God, Source, Creator. It's going to help you find that again. And if you haven't, I think it's going to strengthen it. I think it's going to help you expand. I really would love to see everybody read that book. It really is just, like I said, sometimes you just don't have words. And I've been having a couple of weeks of feeling like this, like something just so amazingly overwhelming that I just don't have words. So check out her book. She was on my show last week. Check that out. We talked about her book. Thank you again, Laura, for being my special guest. That was so much fun. Now, many of you watch Tiffany's show on Sundays at 4 p.m. Eastern, and it's called Spiritual Insights. Now, she talks about a lot of health stuff, really good stuff. And she has talked about life wave patches. And she's been talking about them for a while on her show. Well, she actually changed the time of her show because it used to be a little bit later. And she changed it because life wave, I don't know why I can't remember that word. Life wave, they have these patch parties on Sunday. It's a call and it's on Zoom, and people come on there and tell about their experiences with this patch. And Tiffany's been kind enough to put it out there for all of us to join her. We don't have to go on Zoom because a lot of people don't like Zoom or don't like to download it, but you can call into her main switchboard number, which is the one we use for the mile. And she has her phone there, however she does it. And we can hear the call as well. Let me tell you, the stories that the experiences these people are having are absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely. If it's something that you're just curious about, if it's something that you are, thinking about doing for yourself, whatever, come and join that call and it's only like an hour. So it's, it's not going to take up your whole evening, but it's absolutely, I can't tell you how many times my jaw just dropped, just listening to, I don't know if it's okay to say this, but the healing that these people experienced. Okay. And last week on her call, she said that she had decided earlier in the day that whoever was on her call that night, she was going to do a giveaway. Guess what? Look, I got a month worth of patches. I won the giveaway. I am so stinking excited. They just came a couple of hours ago, and I cannot wait to start using them. So what they do is they help bring your body back into balance. I heard that phrase several times on that show. And this isn't something that you have to use for the rest of your life, like certain medications or certain other things. It's not something you have to use the rest of your life. What they recommend is 1 month for every decade of your life to bring your body back to balance. Because what happens when your body is balanced, right? Everything is functioning the way it's supposed to. So if you're like 20 years old, that would be 2 months. If you're like 40 years old, that would be 4, and so on and so on. And they have a lot of other products too, but I would really recommend checking out that call because it's just mind-blowing, the experiences these people are having. Yes, contact Tiffany, if you're interested in the calls, and she will put you on the email list for that because she sends out an email on Sunday to remind us of that. Now, think of all the things that you come in contact with on a daily basis that help to throw you off balance or out of balance. I mean, we could probably sit here for hours and just talk about that. But there's environmental toxins, toxic relationships, toxic workplaces, food. Food is a huge one. Media chaos. We might not be able to change all of these ourselves, but we do have a choice in whether or not we use them, or we expose ourselves to them, or we participate, with them in any way. For a lot of environmental toxins, you can do a heavy metal detox. There's so many natural things you can do to help cleanse your body and get rid of that stuff, to detox your body. What about microwaves? You know, most people, have them in their homes. But what does it do to the food? Not to mention, it emits radiation. Maybe it's in small amounts. I don't know. But I don't know. That's like saying a small amount of arsenic is okay. Just don't take a lot of it. What's the difference? But we can remove ourselves from toxic relationships, toxic workplaces. Depending on the situation, try and fix it first. But try to heal it. Try to heal that situation. Try to fix what is broken and not working. Sometimes we can and sometimes we can't. And when we can't, you just have to walk away for your own health and well-being. Now, we can't remove the dangerous toxins that are in our foods, but we can choose not to eat them and to make better, healthier food choices. We've all talked about the food situation for a long, long time. Now, I see, on a countrywide level, a lot of that is starting to change. Yes. But still, the processed foods with the stuff that they put in them and the amount of sugar. And, one thing, I remember back in the day when it was the fat-free everything, that was the big thing. But what did they replace the fat with? Sugar. Otherwise, it doesn't have any flavor or whatever. But we can make a lot healthier choices. Now, when you eat a piece of fruit, that fills you up. It satisfies you so much more than like eating a bag of chips. Eat a bag of chips, 20 minutes later, oh, I'm still hungry. But you eat a banana, man, that is very filling and very satisfying for a long time. Robin said, I have been missing the party. I notice a difference in my mood when I wear the patches. I keep forgetting. I put a sign on the bathroom mirror. Put an alarm on your phone, Robin. Put an alarm on your phone. Yes, because it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So we really need to make better food choices. And, once people start doing that and less of this processed foods are being bought, what's going to happen? Things have to change, right? Because these companies aren't going to make any money. Now, we can avoid the media, all that misinformation and chaos by not engaging in it, right? By not engaging in it. What does it do? Mostly, it spreads fear. It spreads fear. I can't tell you how many times I'd be scrolling on Facebook and I'd see like this caption and I'm like, what? And I would look and it had nothing to do with what the title of it was. So they just do that to get you to click it on and, and see. Robin said Tiffany set an alarm also. It works for me. I set an alarm for all of our shows during the day because sometimes, you lose track of time when you're busy and I don't want to miss anything. And I do that. I don't do it for the evening ones because I always know when that time hits every single night. I don't have to worry about that. But yes, I do. Definitely. It works for me because that alarm goes off. I set it for like 5 minutes before so that if I am doing something, I can get unbusy and watch the show. Or if I'm super busy, I might only be able to listen to it. So we can avoid the media. I know a while back, some of us did a social media detox, and it was pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. I highly recommend that. There's just so much, there's more and more and more crap. I've noticed since the beginning of 2026, there has been a huge change in what I've seen on the internet. I would say way more than half of it's just a load of crap. They make these videos. It looks like there's some horrible event going on and you can clearly tell it's AI. They'll make a video about this or that, but the person's missing like 2 of their fingers, or 2 of their fingers will be like twice the size of the rest of their fingers, or, just ridiculous stuff. Some of the AI is really, really good, but some of it you can just totally tell. So don't be taken in by that. Now, meditation also, can help bring us back into balance. Yoga, as well. And they're both very calming and relaxing, depending, of course, on what kind of yoga you're doing, because I know there's some that are a bit more intense. And avoid stress as much as possible. I know sometimes that's hard to do, but try to avoid it as much as you can. So keep yourself grounded, keep yourself hydrated. Oh, so, a lot of times, I'm glad I thought about this. A lot of times we'll have these little subtle changes that we don't really notice. And then all of a sudden, we'll just, it'll be very obvious. But most of the time, it's like we don't even notice it. So something that I noticed the other day that's a change for me, this is like, I don't even know how I noticed. I was sitting in the chair, and the way I'm positioned my arms, I was rubbing my elbow. And the skin on my elbow is like baby soft. Never in my life has my elbows ever felt like that. They always felt kind of like super dry and, almost even a little bit rough a lot of the time. But they are like smooth, like a baby's skin, and soft. Where that happened along the way, I do not know. The only thing I can really contribute to that might be drinking as much water as I do, keeping myself hydrated. Because I know that has a bearing on so much stuff that goes on in our bodies. Good night, Richard. I will pull a card for you. Have a great night at work. And there's lots of other things that we can do, to help bring ourselves into balance. But I highly suggest getting on that call. Just listen to these people's stories, and it's going to blow your mind. Absolutely blow your mind. Now, I haven't watched it, but I think I would like to, because, there'd be some woman on there talking who's like 80 years old, and Tiffany's like, oh, she doesn't look 80 at all. Or they don't look, and I want to see what these people look like now. But they have some just absolutely mind-blowing stories. Absolutely. So I hope you will join in on that. It's really awesome of her to do that for us so that we can, be a part of that as well. So thank you for that, Tiffany. Okay. I am going to pull some cards. And if you might still be here, Richard, I don't know. But I'm going to pull one for you real quick. And you got the music card, and it's about harmony. And I feel like everything is coming together for you, and everything is starting to work really well together. And, harmony, and when everything just kind of flows together and it's beautiful. Think of harmony like in music, how every single note plays off of the other one, right? And I feel like things are really falling into place for you. And I think you're going to see a lot more synchronicities in your life, which are always pretty awesome. And I feel like you're going to be manifesting very quickly, very quickly. Okay. Jill, you got the tree. Look at all those roots in that tree. And this is all about grounding. And I feel like you need to ground yourself better. Barefoot outside on the grass. Very, very good for grounding. Hug a tree. Whatever it is that helps you to ground. Because you don't want to be way off, with your head up here. You got to keep it all. You have to be rooted. You have to be rooted and stay rooted. But then, from those roots comes all that energy, and it comes out and it branches off here and it branches off there. And think about a tree and what it gets from the sun, right? You will benefit the same as the sun, from the sun. So ground yourself more. And I think that it'll make you a little more comfortable. Okay, Roy. Roy, you got the fairies. Earth magic. Earth magic. And I feel like you need to spend more time in nature. Not like necessarily doing anything specific, but just kind of being in a calm state. Maybe even meditating outside would probably be good for you. But I feel like you can. I feel like there's a lot of things on different vibrational levels that are trying to contact you, be it fairies, angels, gnomes, whatever. But I feel like there's a lot of things coming at you energetically. And I feel like you need to ground into the earth a little bit too, as well as Jill. But I feel like if you are out there meditating outside, and just the combination of the meditating, letting it go, and feeling that beautiful air, feeling the grass beneath you, the sun on you, the scents of the outdoors, the smells, maybe hearing the birds. I think that whole experience would really, really benefit you. Okay, Heather. Heather, you got the ocean card. And it's all about ebb and flow. And that's how life is, right? It just flows this way and then it goes back that way. And you just kind of have to go with that flow, right? Because if you try to work against it, all it does is make things harder. Makes things much more of a challenge. So you have to just go with that flow. I know sometimes it can be a challenge because, we might want something very quickly. And going with the flow might mean that we have to wait a little longer, or that it might look a little bit different than what we originally wanted. So it takes patience. It takes patience. And I feel like you're kind of used to riding those waves though, the ups and the downs. But I feel like things are going to be leveling out more for you, where it feels more like at an even keel rather than the ups and the downs. I feel like, different things that you're doing in your life is helping this to all come together this way. So I hope that resonates with you, Heather. Hello, Will, watching on Rumble. Okay, Samir. You got the iceberg, and it says submerged. Samir, do you feel like something is holding you back or holding you down? Do you kind of feel sometimes like you're, underwater, so to speak? Like things are just piling on you? Because I know we have talked before about not carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, because I know you do. I feel like you need to let that stuff go. Don't let it bog you down. You need to be focusing on you now. Your kids are grown, correct? Or pretty close. You need to be focusing more on yourself, not in a selfish kind of way, but seeking what it is that you desire in your life. Not what somebody else wants for you, or what somebody else might think you should have or do, But you get to choose that. You are the boss of your own life and your own path. Heather says, man, am I so used to ups and downs. But yes, things seem to be evening out. That is so awesome, Heather. And I know you've had some doozy ups and downs. I mean, a lot of us have. Okay, Patty. See what we have for Patty. Okay, Patty, you got the fire card. And this is all about passion. What are you passionate about in your life? Is there something that maybe when you were younger that you really wanted to do? It was something that would just like set your soul on fire when you would think about it. That's what you need to be doing. You need to find that passion now. Maybe it's changed over the years. Maybe it's not the same kinds of things, as what you were passionate about when you were younger. Maybe it's changed. Maybe it hasn't because you've never fulfilled that. But I guarantee you that passion, you were given that passion to help you fulfill your purpose. So if you don't know what that passion is, figure out what you're really passionate about. What just makes your soul sing, and what makes you come to life? What makes you feel like you're on top of the world when you're doing it? Because that is it. So ignite that passion in you and go after it. Jill says, thank you for our messages, Ruth. Roy and I have been going in nature. Roy has been setting up in our outside deck that has swing with plants, and he is starting garden out there. Awesome. You never know what little garden creatures you may see. Maureen. You got the clouds card. It says shape shifting. I don't know if you did this when you were a kid, but I used to lay on the grass and look up at the clouds at the different shapes in the clouds. So cool. So I still do that. But what I feel like this card means for you is I feel like things in your life are shifting. I feel like things have been moving, but I feel like they're going to take, I don't know, be faster, or things are shifting a little bit more, and it's all in your favor. I know there's things that you've been waiting a long time for. I know you've made some huge changes, in the last year. That's amazing because, so many people will let the fear overcome them and not take that step to make a change, right? As soon as you take first step, boy, the universe is right there to support you. And you know this now. But I feel like things are really, they may have appeared one way, but I feel like they might be changing a little bit and shifting into something even better. So I hope that resonates with you, Maureen. Okay, let's see. Sunshine. So you got the shaman card, Sunshine. And it says ancient healing wisdom. And I feel like you have so much information, inside of you, so much wisdom, and continue to share that with others. Continue to share that. It's so important. Some people, just keep it all to themselves and don't want to share. But that's part of your purpose, is to share. Share what you know, share what you experience. And it will really benefit you and help you to raise your vibration even more. Okay, darkness. You got the Island card, and it says solitude. And I feel like you need a little bit of alone time, a little bit of, well, solitude, you know, just to go within, to be with yourself and explore some of the information that is coming to you. You know, look deep inside and see what else it is that you would like to manifest. Because this is an amazing time for manifesting. You're welcome, Samir. Okay. Laura. You know, Laura's book, I feel like this book may just be like something that's life-changing for people who read it. Hello, Nick. So don't miss that opportunity. And let me say, if you have read the book or when you read the book, please, please, please go on Amazon and leave her a review. Please. Oh, you're welcome, Darkness. Spot on. Awesome. Laura. You got the lightning card, Laura. Look at that. And it says it's all about power. And you are stepping into yours. Yes, I know, you know, you're intuitive and you're an angel reader and you communicate with animals and you do all this stuff. But I feel like that's part of your package. Okay. I feel like since you published this book, and I know personally how difficult it is to put it out there like that. I totally understand that. And I applaud you 1,000 times for that. But I feel like something has changed in you since you did that. You know, you never thought you were going to write a book. I know. But that's what you were guided to do. So that's what you did. And I feel like you've really stepped into your true power and nothing is going to stop you now. So good for you, Laura. Good for you. Carol Ann. I missed your pretty face last week, Carol Ann. I hope to see you this week, tomorrow. You got the Winter Solstice card. And that is all about reflection, reflecting on your life, like a life review, which is awesome. Life reviews are awesome to do. You know, you can see areas where you may need healing. You may see areas where you need maybe improvement in this or that. Will see areas in which a lot of things make sense now. Because once you've done some healing work and you look back on a situation, you can totally see, a lot of times, not always, but you can totally see how that situation worked to your benefit and how it was for your best and highest good, even though you didn't think so when you were going through it. When we look back later, we can see the reasons a lot of the time why things happened the way they did. And that can be very empowering. So keep reflecting, Carol Ann. I know sometimes it's, you know, it can be painful to reflect on certain things, or it can sometimes make us sad. And that's okay. Just don't stay in that sadness or, you know, whatever it is. Maureen says, thank you so much, Ruth. Yes, I would look at the clouds and see what shapes I see in them when I was little and still do that. Yeah, isn't that funny? Like, I think that's so much fun. I don't really tell people that I do it anymore, you know. Like when I'm outside, I'll see some, I'll be like, well, that one looks like an elephant. But I kind of keep that to myself. Denise. Although my little Judy does that too, my granddaughter. She loves to do that too. She's like, Grandma, look over there. And then sometimes I have to struggle to see what she's talking about, but usually I can see where she says that. Denise, you also got the Island card, Solitude. I feel like you need some quiet time. I feel like things have been, and now, with your son, I'm sure things are very chaotic and uncertain, but you need to try to have some space where you can relax a little bit and calm yourself. Because think about it, first of all, when we get ourselves in that worked up state, that's not good for us. But you're not going to be good for anybody else either if you're in that kind of state. So try to be as calm and relaxed as you can. Everything is happening the way it's supposed to and for the best and highest good of all involved. So just remember that, Denise. And try not to stress out about it. Laura says, thank you, Ruth. You are amazing. Well, thank you, Laura. You are amazing. Robin says, I take pictures of the clouds. That's a good idea, Robin. Kavita. You got crystals. And that's all about focus. Where is your focus? Because wherever you put your focus, that's where you're putting your energy, and that's what's going to come to you. So if you are focusing on, let me think of something negative. See, it's even hard for me to do that. That's good. That means a lot's changed in my head. Maybe I'm never going to get this promotion. I know that's not your situation, but maybe someone who's up for a job promotion and they're like, I'm never going to get it, never going to get it, never going to get it. You're sending all that energy of not going to get it. So are you going to get it? No. So we focus on what we desire. We create that energy and then we attract it to ourselves. So just, take a minute and see exactly where your focus is and make sure it's exactly where you want it to be, Kavita. Laura says, I love looking at clouds. Kavita said she's focusing on perfect health. Awesome. Denise says, spot on. I do need this. Thank you, Ruth. You're welcome. Okay, Robin, it's your turn. You got the tree, Robin. Grounding. So I feel like you need to, I know you do spend some time in nature, but maybe you need a little bit more, and maybe try meditating out there. It might help you to ground a little bit deeper. Many years ago when I was in my 20s, I took this class. It was some kind of like psychic development class or something. But there was only 3 of us and the instructor, and it was at her house, and these classes were so incredible. I had the most amazing experiences. But when we got done with the class, like our energy was like this, okay? She wouldn't let us leave until we had grounded a bit, which is good because I had to drive more than an hour. And I could just remember my head, like, I can't even explain it. But grounding is really, really important. So whatever works best for you, Robin. Sometimes when I need to ground, if I eat certain food, it will help ground me like immediately. Or, sometimes a certain thing I drink, water is in it. But but sometimes I'll drink a little bit of coffee, or if I eat a little chunk of cheese, that really helps to ground me. I don't know why, but I know it's different for everybody. So find what works best for you and stick with it. And now we have Will. Mountain. You're at the mountain. It's all about strength. So I feel like maybe I feel like a situation, or it could be more than one, is going to be coming your way. And either you're going to have to use some strength, and I don't mean physical strength. And maybe it has to do with not saying something when you really want to, or it might have something to do with not engaging when it's really difficult not to engage. But I feel like something is headed your way where you're going to have to show more strength than maybe you even thought you had. I don't know. Now, I also feel like part of that is your strength is increasing. You know, your mental strength, your spiritual strength, your everything, the whole thing. I also feel like that's strengthening for you. So I feel like you're going to be having some interesting new experiences. Robin said, you're absolutely correct. I was just thinking today I needed to ground more. I like watching I like walking the beach. The weather is getting nice over here, so I am going to make time. I also like laying in the grass. I used to like laying in the grass too, but not so much here. There's too many bugs that just want to crawl up all over you. Okay, now we have Nick. And you got the lake. And it's all about stillness. And I feel like you need to take a break. I feel like you need to meditate and be in that quiet, still place within yourself. Whatever answers that you are seeking, they are right there inside of you. And when you can sit in that quietude, you know, you're going to hear them. Because when we're busy and there's, you know, noise around us and chaos and things constantly going on, we can't always hear that message. So when we sit in the quiet and the stillness, we are able to hear that information. So I hope that resonates with you. And I just pulled one for Tiffany. And Tiffany got the same one as Laura. Lightning and the Power card. Wow. Feel like you are just on fire, Tiffany. You know, you've really got it going on. And I feel like I know you've really got it going on with these new intros to our shows. I have to say, absolutely amazing. The one on Tiffany's show, beautiful, and the one she did for the mile, absolutely incredible. If you go, she has the link, and if you go to the place where she creates these, you can check out all the ones that she's done so far. Now there are two for her show, because there's two different types of music, and I have to tell you, I can't pick between the two. I love them both. Yeah, Robin said she loves the intros. I love you too, Robin. I know, they're absolutely like so amazing. You know, absolutely so amazing. I want to thank all of you for being here. Very grateful for each and every one of you. Thank you for sharing your love and your light. And let's continue sending out that healing love, light, prayers, energy to all those who are in need. And everyone have a wonderful week. And I will see you back here next Wednesday. I love you all. Good night.